Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Blair. Today's video is another sip and makeup. Today we're using all drugstore makeup, so everything on my face is from the drugstore. Some of it are products I've had in my collection for quite a while, and then I do have a few new things that I picked up recently as well. So if you're interested in getting ready with me and just hanging out, having a drink, I am just drinking water today because I've had too much coffee. But definitely keep watching and let's go ahead and get into the video. So I pulled out a bunch of things in this little organizer and we're just gonna play with drugstore makeup today. So I've already done my skincare. Today I actually used this sunscreen. I've kind of been back using this a little bit. This is the CeraVe Ultralight Moisturizing Lotion. I really like this for under makeup, particularly when it's really hot because this has more of a matte finish, so it doesn't add a ton of extra glowiness to your face if you're going to be in the hot weather, which I feel like is kind of how it is everywhere right now. So let's go in with corrector first, and I'm so excited to use this. Hopefully when this video goes up you will have seen my video on the new Neutrogena makeup, but this was one of the main things I was so excited to try from them, and it's the color correcting concealer in the shade Peach. So I'll link the video in the cards for you if you haven't seen it, but this corrector just came out from Neutrogena. They had previously had the Radiant Cream Concealer that looks like this, but they came out with 3 different color correctors. So this is the peach one, and there's a green one and a deeper peach one as well. And I tried this out in a dedicated video with some other Neutrogena products. I'm so excited to finally have a new drugstore option for a color corrector to share with you, because I get asked all the time if I have any affordable options for color correctors, and there just aren't a ton of options out there in general, and not any that I just love. I do like the Believe Beauty one that I've shared with you before, but that one you have to get at Dollar General, and not everyone has access to Dollar General, so this hopefully from Neutrogena should be a little more accessible, and it's pretty affordable. But if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this, then definitely check out my video. For foundation, I really want to use the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. I haven't used this in a long time. This one is in the shade 420, and I used to have a few shades of this, but this is the only one I have left. So hopefully this is an okay match for me. I'm just going to shake it up a little because I have not used this in quite a while. So I'm just going to start with 1 pump of this. And I'm just going to blend with my Smashbox blurring foundation brush. This has more of a smell to it than I remember, kind of like a florally smell. I don't remember that from before, but it's been so long since I've used this, I've probably just forgotten. This foundation is really pretty. I forgot how pretty it is. It's just I would say it's a natural finish. It's not matte, it's not dewy, just kind of a natural skin finish, but I think it's really pretty. It's really thin and lightweight, but you can see it gives really good coverage because I only pumped out 1 pump, and I haven't even used all of the product, and I'm already getting really good coverage from this. This foundation, something else I was going to point out about it is this actually comes in a pretty decent shade range. which I feel like is like the hardest thing in the drugstore is shades with foundation and concealer. I feel like that's what I always struggle with, is sometimes you just cannot find a good shade at the drugstore. I'm gonna just take what's left on my hand and just kind of work it into my brush. And just kind of lightly go over everything. So that is all I am gonna do for foundation. And wow, this is so pretty. This is one of the prettiest drugstore foundations for sure, in my opinion. I'm just gonna quickly go over my face with my sponge. Okay, for concealer, you guys, I have two that I've recently gotten different shades in, and I wanted to use them. So the first one is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. And I got this in the shade Light 3-4. But I have had this concealer numerous times, and I know they kind of rebranded and came out with different shades of this, and the packaging looks slightly different, but I'm pretty sure this is the old packaging in one of the older shades. I have had this several times and I just cannot seem to get the shade right. But this one is, like I said, Light 3-4, and it looks like a good shade. I don't know. I've just always been curious about this concealer, and I feel like most people that use it really, really like this. So I have that. And then I also have the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one I've also had in numerous shades, but I got this one, and this is the shade Light Beige. Again, I always feel like in foundation, maybe even more so in concealers at the drugstore, I just have a hard time getting the shade right. So I kind of want to use these today. Let me swatch this on my hand actually. Okay, so the e.l.f. one in Light Beige actually looks pretty good. I already have Light Peach, and that shade is pretty good, but I still don't think it's like the best shade match in the world. And then let's see. Okay, so the Flower Beauty one is a good bit lighter. So there is Flower Beauty. There is the e.l.f. one. I don't know, to be honest. I really don't. So I think I'm just going to use a little bit of both of them. So we'll go in with the e.l.f. one first. And I'm going to put this kind of right in the center. And then for the Flower Beauty one, since it's lighter, I'm going to put this in the inner corner and the outer corner. I'm normally drinking coffee when I film these videos, but I've already had a lot of coffee today, and I figured I should probably drink water for this one instead of more coffee. So okay, so I'm gonna blend this in with my Sigma brush. So the Flower Beauty one definitely feels a little bit thinner in consistency than the e.l.f. one. I feel like still with this Flower Beauty shade, I would not use it on its own. Yeah, I feel like I'd always blend it with or use it with something else. I just do not like it when my concealer is too white or too bright under my eyes. It just bothers me. Okay, so those two mixed together look pretty good, actually. I just don't think the Flower Beauty is the perfect shade still. I feel like it's still just too light. But this e.l.f. one, I feel like is okay. I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more of the e.l.f. one, and this e.l.f. one actually looks like it matches like my skin, my face pretty well also. So I'm gonna take this one and add just a little more coverage right here and see how well it blends in. Okay, yeah, so that e.l.f. color actually matches my skin pretty well, which is nice. I could probably honestly just use this all over my face for like quick makeup or something. So I'm just gonna blend that in. Okay, let's do some bronzer now, and I'm really excited to try this. I finally found the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I know these have been out for a little bit, but I had not seen them until I was in Ulta the other day and they actually had them. So I decided to pick one up. The few things I've seen about this have kind of been like 50-50. Some people seem to really like it and some people seem to not like these at all. So they are very tiny. So this is the shade Honey Drip. And I want to say this was like the second to lightest shade. I can't remember specifically, but I want to say that's right. But I'll swatch this for you. Okay, so it's a pretty light color, but the tone looks really pretty. It's very thin, very, very thin feeling. So I'm very excited to try this. So I think I'm just gonna go right in with my brush I use for foundation. So I'm gonna get some on the brush and we will start tapping this in. Okay, so I would definitely say this is more on the sheer side in terms of pigmentation. I don't know how it compares to the blushes. I've actually never tried the e.l.f. Putty blushes, so let me know if you have. But I honestly don't mind it being super sheer. I think that's easier to work with. I've seen a few people say that they didn't like them because of that, but for me, I don't really mind a super sheer bronzer personally, especially with a cream. I feel like it's just easier to blend and you can kind of build it up. Wow. Okay, the color on this is 10 out of 10 for me. If you are a similar skin tone to me, Honey Drip is really, really pretty. I think the lighter one is called Tan Lines, I think. And it looked a little bit warmer to me than this one, just when I looked at them in the pot here when I was in the store. And it also definitely dried down. It definitely dried to, it feels kind of like a powdery finish. Ooh, okay. Wow, okay, I'm really impressed with this so far. I have seen a few people say that they thought the bronzer did not last on them, like it wore off. So I don't know about that yet, obviously, but I love the way it looks. I think this is so pretty. And I actually don't have a drugstore cream bronzer that I love. Wait, do I? No, I don't. I feel like that's another really hard thing to find at the drugstore that works well. I feel like there just aren't that many options unless you use like a foundation stick or something in a darker color as a cream bronzer. But this, ooh, okay, I'm super excited about this. Now I wish I had gotten one of the blushes because now I'm really curious about it. Okay, for a blush, I also got this on the same trip as the one where I got the Putty Bronzer, and it's the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush. This one is the shade Nude Kiss. So I've seen and heard really good things about these from Milani, but I've never tried them. So this one is the more nude shade. Comes in 4 shades, a coral, a pink, a berry, and then this nude one. So we actually got one of these for my mom when she was here a few weeks ago, and she got the coral one, and I used it on her, and it looks so pretty, and she has used it since then because she tells me that she has been using it, which for her is really saying something because she does not tend to use tons of makeup. So if she uses something, she really likes it. But ever since then, I was like, I should have gotten one of those when you did. So I got the nude one at the store the other day, and we're gonna use this today. I'm not sure how much to apply, so I'm just going to use my same foundation brush. That's pretty too. This formula kind of reminds me of the Fenty Cheeks Out cream blushes, like just how they feel. That's what the texture of these kind of reminds me of. Ooh, that color is pretty. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think, do I have a cream blush from the drugstore that I'm obsessed with? That's definitely something I do not have much of in my collection. Affordable cream products. Oh my gosh, that color is so pretty. Wow. Y'all know I have a blush problem in general right now, but I particularly love cream blush. Look at this color. These two I'm so impressed by. How have I not tried these? Well, I didn't try the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer because I couldn't find it for a while. These Milani blushes have been out for a while. I just missed the boat on these clearly. But wow, that is so nice and pretty. Have you guys tried these? Let's move on to a little bit of powder. I'm going to use the Covergirl Clean Fresh Pressed Powder in the shade Light. Okay, so let me make sure I do not have any creasing under my eyes. I'm not sure if I've used this Covergirl powder under my eyes, but I'm gonna try it out. Honestly, don't know how I feel about this CoverGirl powder. Every time I use it, I'm just kind of like, eh. I don't know, I'm just kind of underwhelmed. I feel like that's another thing I wish I could find is like a really good drugstore powder. I feel like I have not found it yet. So if you have one that you like, please let me know. I love these like claw clip things, but I feel like I need a new one. Like my hair is too heavy for this one. It just keeps pulling it down. So we're gonna do the brows, and we're gonna go in with Got to Be Glued. Still kind of playing around with this. But what I have found so far is it seems to work the best for me if I kind of brush my brows up first, then fill them in with a pencil, and then go in with the glue. It's just really hard to do the glue and then the pencil. It doesn't, you can't really brush through your brows once this dries. So I found that it's easier to kind of fill in a little bit first. So today is actually August 3rd when I'm filming this. I cannot believe we're already in August. I feel like 2021 has gone by really quickly, but I am honestly so ready for fall already. I am definitely more of a fall person than a summer person. I just really love fall time. I like makeup in fall, I like clothes in fall, I like all the cozy fall drinks. I do love pumpkin spice. I think we've talked about that before, but I actually just found at Target a few days ago the oat milk creamer and pumpkin spice. Yes, it's already out. They had it at least at our Target here, and I got it, and I have been using the crap out of it, I have to say. It's so good if you like pumpkin spice. I know in previous years they've had different pumpkin spice creamers come out, but I think this is the first year I've seen the oat milk one in pumpkin spice, but I could be wrong. Oat milk, to me, of all the nut milks, is the best one just because it's the creamiest one in my opinion. So it's the closest to actual milk in my opinion. But if you like pumpkin spice and you like oat milk, definitely try the new creamer. It's so good. So I'm gonna go in with the glue now. In fact, talking about it now, I wish I had made another cup and used that creamer. But I've already had 2 cups today, and I know I'm gonna want one later in the afternoon. I typically have coffee around like 4:30 or 5 every day, or I have 1 cup around that time every day. And if I have one now, I'm gonna want another one later, and that will be 4 cups, and I know that's too many. So that's why we're going with water. Okay, so I'm just gonna brush this through my brows, and you guys, I have kind of been playing around with this got to be glued stuff, and I'm telling you, your eyebrows will not move when you put this stuff in. I'm not kidding. I haven't tried it out like swimming or anything, but I've heard too that you can go like swimming, you can do whatever, and your brows do not move. They stay in the exact same position that you put them in, which is crazy. Okay, for my eyes, I think I really want to use this e.l.f. bronzer on my eyes again. I think I'm going to take just a little bit of my concealer, the e.l.f. one. I'm just going to apply a little bit of this on my eyes just to kind of even them out. Do you guys have a drugstore eyeshadow primer that you like? I know for a while the Milani one, I think, was the one that was really popular. I've tried that one in the past and it was okay, but not really something that made a huge impression on me. So let me know if you have a drugstore eyeshadow primer that you like. Now I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. bronzer, and I'm just gonna use a fluffy eyeshadow brush and apply this above my crease. Kind of pull it out a little bit. Okay, yeah, so this for sure, these e.l.f. bronzers, I can see why people are saying they're sheer. They definitely are. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. You just kind of have to build them up a little bit, but I just feel like that makes them more versatile. I'm gonna make sure to kind of keep an eye on this bronzer throughout the day today, and I'll put something in the description box and let you know if I notice anything strange with it, just because I have seen several people saying it didn't last on them. I'm kind of curious to see if I notice anything like that. But my first impression is I really like this. I think that is good for that. And then let's see, what else can we do? I think I'm gonna take this. This is one of the e.l.f. bite-size palettes. This is the cream and sugar one. And I'm gonna take the dark brown and just do a little bit of a shadow wing, and then maybe a little bit of like a highlight on my inner corner or something, and I think that's gonna be it. I just want to do something easy. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna line my eye kind of halfway, or I'm only going in halfway, I'm not going all the way in. I will also have sometime coming up, it'll probably be next week, but I'm gonna be doing a full face of Revlon makeup, which I'm really excited about. I randomly got this coupon at CVS. I think it was, yeah, CVS. You know how sometimes you get on your receipt, you get those coupons that print out, and they're just for different things. Like sometimes they're extra bucks where you can just use it on anything. Sometimes they're like $5 off a $15 beauty purchase or something like that. There's all different kinds of things. But I was in there a few weeks ago and I got a coupon for 50% off all Revlon cosmetics. Like not just one product, but anything from Revlon, 50% off. And then I had some extra bucks rewards as well. And I had enough to get like a full face of makeup for like 30 bucks. So I went and picked out a bunch of stuff and we're gonna do a full face of Revlon, which I'm really excited about. It probably won't be out yet when this video goes up, but it will be coming soon. So keep an eye out for that. And I think let's do a little bit of this. So I actually found this in a random drawer the other day and it was still in the box. I'd never used it. It's also from e.l.f. And it's one of their highlighters in the shade Moonlight Pearls, but it looked really pretty. It's just a baked highlight, but I thought I might use it on my face today and then maybe a little bit like in my inner corner. I'm not sure how old this is because I have no recollection of buying this, but I must have at some point because I randomly found it. I wonder if this highlight is kind of old because not much is coming off when I'm rubbing it. Yeah, I wonder if this is old. I don't know. I think I might instead go in with the Bite Size e.l.f. palette and I'm going to go into the light shimmery shade right here. I think I'm going to take just a tiny bit of that and pop it right on the center of my lid. And then put what's left on my inner corner. There it is. I was looking for this little brush. This is the Smudge It brush from BK Beauty. It's the 204. But it's really good for the bottom lash line. So I'm going to take just a little bit of the e.l.f. bronzer and run this on my bottom lash line. For mascara, I brought out these two. I'm trying to use these two up. So we have CoverGirl, Lash Blast, and Maybelline Sky High. They're almost gone. I can tell they're getting towards the end. They're starting to get kind of goopy and dry feeling. But I'm trying to use them up. So I'm going to go in with Maybelline first. And then I'm going to go on top of that with CoverGirl Lash Blast. I gotta say, this combo of these two layered together is really, really good. I like both of them individually, but I feel like with the Maybelline, if you use that first, you really get a lot of length, and then the CoverGirl on top adds the volume. I really, really like this combo. And then for the lips, I have a new lip liner that I want to try, and then I have some gloss to use on top. So I just got this. This is one of the LA Girl Perfect Precision lip liners. I've heard these are really good. They're kind of similar to MAC, I think. This one is the shade Cafe. Ooh, it's a pretty color. kind of more of a brownie nude. So we'll go in with this. This has that like pencil smell. Do you know what I mean? Pencils that you sharpen like this, they feel like they usually have like a specific smell. Is that weird? Ooh, this color is nice. I don't usually go super, super brown with lip liner, but this one is pretty. Kind of reminds me of MAC Strip Down. Definitely think this is very similar to MAC. Kind of reminds me of the NYX pencils too, but very, very close to MAC. Okay, and then I have two lip products. I don't know which one I'm going to use. We have this one. This is one of the Maybelline Lifter Glosses in Silk. It's kind of more of a pinky color. And then I think I might use this. This is one of the NYX This is Milky Glosses, and this is in Cookies and Milk. And it's kind of an interesting color. It looks kind of grayish when you look at it on the wand, but on your lips, it's pretty. I'll show you. I think I want to use this. That color looks really pretty with that lip liner. It looks like a weird color when you first put it on, but then when you blend it in, it turns into like a nude. It's pretty. So again, this is the shade Cookies and Milk. And that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed just hanging out with me and playing with some drugstore makeup. I did want to look quickly in my mirror here and give you any thoughts that I have. So first thought is I do not like that concealer combo. The Flower and the e.l.f. together. I don't even know, it could be this powder, honestly, that I didn't like on top, but my under eyes look very dry to me. Yeah, so not a fan of that combo. So it's either the powder on top or it's these two together. I don't think it's the e.l.f. because I used the e.l.f. before and liked it in a different color. I just kind of wanted to try a different shade. Don't know about this Flower Beauty one though, because every time I've tried to use it, I seem to not like it. And you guys, the Putty Bronzer so far, now I don't know if it's gonna wear off or what. I will put an update in the description box, but people keep saying this wears off, and I hope it doesn't because I really like this. Like, this is the most impressed I've ever been with a drugstore cream bronzer. Seriously. This and this from Milani, oh my gosh. Those may be two favorites moving forward. I will definitely put an update in the description box on this bronzer. But I have my fingers crossed that it does not wear off because I really, really like it. Definitely let me know if you have any requests for sip and makeup videos, like a look you want me to do, a brand you want me to try, just anything. Let me know your requests in the comments, or I can just sit and play with makeup like we did today, which is what I love doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will list and link all of these products as always in my description box. I hope you'll subscribe. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also make sure to go follow me on Instagram at simply.blair. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.
Sunday morning, waking up with you. We got no plans, we got nothing.